Here's WCBI Sports with Robby Donoho. WCBI Sports coverage of MSU women's basketball is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Advanced Medicine, Compassionate Care, and visit Columbus, the city that has it all.
Good evening. We welcome you here to the Big Apple, New York City. Behind me, that's Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. And just down here, which I believe is West 34th Street, that's where you can find the Empire State Building. I am here for the NIT with the Mississippi State men's basketball team, but they're riding shotgun with the Mississippi State women's basketball team as Hail State Hoops is on their way to a Final Four once again. They've made it look relatively easy, this run. I mean, last year they had to go through Baylor and Washington and eventually then UConn in the Final Four, but this year's run, UCLA was today, and they looked really good from start to finish with the Bruins. Let's show you the highlights of how it happened between the Bulldogs and the Bruins. A really fascinating matchup because you had UCLA, a team that could really rebound well against a State team that maybe was a little undersized. It didn't matter because they had Tierra McCowan to the Bulldogs. She was bowling her way inside for two on that play, and then UCLA tried a bold strategy. They tried to zone State. Not a good idea. Roe Johnson hits a three right there. State has a 17-6 lead, then Morgan Williams started to get hot. She hit a corner three right here. She'd add one more after that. Miss March started to get rolling. State led 23-17 after one. Second quarter, as I mentioned, UCLA could really offensive rebound well, but Victoria Vivians was the one that could offensive rebound here. Gets the basket plus the foul off of her own miss, and then more of that never give up attitude from State. Tierra McCowan misses once, she would miss twice, and then off the carom here, she's going to get the rebound and then gets the floater in the lane for two. State is looking great. They got a 42-26 lead at the half. Third quarter, back to Miss March. Itty-bitty Morgan Williams, drive the lane, gets the hoop and the harm. State started to pick it up. And then when the game got close, let's go to Blair Force 1. Blair Schaefer, this was her first shot she actually took. It went off the back rim and goes in. Then a little bit later, she would add another one, as State would take a 63-50 lead into the fourth quarter. When it got dicey, lead was down to 6, go back to Blair. She had three big second-half triples. Here's one more. Even her mom, Holly, and her twin brother, Logan, is loving it in the stands. And then with under a minute to play, to finish it off, Morgan's miss, Tierra McCowan, stick back, basket plus the foul. Give me a little emotion and energy from Big T. She finished with 23 points, 21 rebounds. State is off to the Final Four for the second consecutive season as they win at 89-73 the final. The Bulldogs will now go to Columbus, Ohio to take on the Louisville Cardinals. It'll be an all one seed matchup. But I'm here in New York City. We need to go to Kansas City. We need to go on site to where the action all happened. WCBI's Tom Ebel joins us live from KC with more on the big win. Tom?
Thank you, Robby. And as you just saw in the highlight, the confetti fell yet again in the Elite Eight for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. It was an all-around effort. We've talked about it before, the balance of this Mississippi State team. Well, it was on full display. 4 starters in double figures, led by Victoria Vivians with 24 points. Robby, that 21 rebound performance for Tierra McCowan, that was a regional record for women's basketball tournament. So a record performance for Tierra McCowan, an all-around exceptional game for the Mississippi State Bulldogs as they really came out very fast, very hard. UCLA was saying in the pregame press conferences that they wanted to make it a track meet. They asked for a track meet, and well, they got a track meet. Mississippi State almost putting up 90 points. Man, getting back to the Final Four for the Bulldogs. It's a feeling, the players say, it just hasn't gotten old.
It's amazing coming in to State as a freshman and not knowing what to expect, just trying to buy into what Coach saying. I feel like we just bought into what he was saying, and we made it here twice, so he must be doing something right.
The feeling is just, it's so surreal. You know, last year we got to the Final Four, but to be more of an impact on this team this year, just it's a different kind of special for me. I'm so proud of how far this team has come.
It feels great. I mean,
can't be more happier than make it back to the Final Four back-to-back. So, I mean, we're excited.
I do everything for my seniors. You know, they paved the way for this program. They've meant a lot to this program, to the people, our fans. You know, they've done a lot of community. So, I mean, they're just role models to look up to. I mean, even though they're a year above me, I mean, it's still, you know, something to look up to. I mean, just sending them off on the right note is the best thing to do.
It's great, you know, but we've been here before, so we know what to expect. We just got to go in there poised. And, you know, first game, just got to handle business so we can advance.
I'm just really proud and happy for our kids. I know how hard they work. People have no idea the time, the blood, the sweat that they put into being in this moment. When you got the kind of kids that we have at Mississippi State, with the heart, the competitive fire, and the spirit that they have, they're not going to be denied. I'm not trading them for anybody. I love them to death. I'm going to battle with them again next weekend, and I'm excited about the opportunity.
Victoria Vivian said before the game the Bulldogs' ritual is to shake the hands of the opponents they're going to be going up against. UCLA decided not to shake hands with the Bulldogs, adding a little extra fire for Mississippi State, who might not need any extra fire. I mean, come on now, you're taking on the national runners-up, and you don't shake their hand. So note for Louisville, just shake the Bulldogs' hand and try and beat them on the court and not inside their mind. We'll have much more from the Bulldogs coming up in Columbus, Ohio. You can count on WCBI Sports to be there as the Bulldogs continue their journey, this time yet again in the Final Four. We'll have much more with Robby in Manhattan outside of Madison Square Garden coming up next in sports.